On the morning of July 9, 2012, smoke darkened the skies above Upperville, Virginia, when a fire broke out, engulfing a small cottage in flames. When firefighters arrived at the scene, they noticed that an accelerator was used to start the blaze, but what was even more disturbing and shocking for firefighters was their victim hadn't perished in the fire, but rather she was shot to death. The woman found in the cottage was 48-year-old Sarah Libby Greenhalgh. Sarah was working at Winchester Star. She was confident, outspoken. She was never afraid to say what was on her mind. Sarah was a very adventurous person. She loved horses from the time she was a little girl, but her real passion was photography. She ended up studying journalism and worked as both a photographer and a journalist. So no one would expect that Sarah was going to end up on the paper herself. Her mother did say that Sarah was acting strange in the months before her death. The night before she was killed, Sarah posted on Facebook, quote, "Going to be sleeping with the windows wide open. Now if that crazy boy would just leave me alone. We'll get some much needed rest because tomorrow is Monday and I got a ton of work to do." Investigators believe she was referring to John Kierans, a man who Sarah had a tumultuous relationship with. Neighbors had actually seen John and Sarah arguing the night before her death. When investigators questioned John and the argument that he had with Sarah the night before, John said that he didn't want Sarah to be there that night because he was with another woman. Investigators did notice that John had scrapes on his knuckles, which he claimed he got from his martial arts class, so police had nothing to hold him on. But they still kept an eye on him. Unfortunately, they had no hard evidence, so investigators had to focus elsewhere. Investigators would soon realize that John had allegations against him, including DV. John's ex-wife, Debbie Harden, says he physically abused her and belittled her and violated a protection order 44 times. He also went over to her house holding a hunting knife, which he used to slash her car tires after being unable to get inside the home. He later started a bonfire in his backyard and burnt most of her belongings. He was finally arrested when he assaulted a motorcyclist, but John was just ordered to take an anger management class. And there wasn't enough evidence to convict him of Sarah's murder, and to this day, the killer is still believed to be out there, and it has been over a decade since her murder.